We celebrate mothers on Mother's Day every year. Why can't there be a day for dads?
The U.S. Navy spent decades bombing a beach that has now been rated the 41st best beach in the world, baby.
The only people getting bombed there are having pina coladas.
There's aliens out there. Of course, there's ghosts.
Big feet.
There's women with big feet.
Yeah.
The Caribbean just posted its best hotel numbers since before the pandemic. And really, ever, dude.
Is this what you would call the Bad Bunny bump?
It's a Super Bowl Bad Bunny beach bump.
It's Caribbean of good year.
What up, burnt ones? This is the Sunburnt Podcast, where we talk about comedy and tropical travel. To my right, as always, you know him from Netflix on the series Tires and his amazing stand-up special Move Closer. It's Chip Chantry.
And over here to my left is Mr. Thomas O'Brien, Emmy award-winning producer, writer, and my pal. Grab a float, put on your earphones, and drift away. Grab a Mai Tai.
Because it's great to be in the tropics with your boys.
So he just starts pummeling me, just on my face, just over and over again. And my girlfriend starts laughing and cheering him on, taking video. Everybody's jumping in and yelling and making fun of me as the assistant manager is just wailing on me.
What?
And I'll be honest with you, Thomas, I am glad they shut that Boston market down.
Yeah, you got to shut that thing down. It's a nuisance to the neighborhood.
It is.
Well, I'm sorry that happened. And also, this girl you've been seeing, Candy, I think she's no good, too.
Trouble.
Yeah, leave her right at the Boston market. Actually, we're already rolling here, Chip.
Oh, hey.
What up, burnt ones? This is the Sunburnt Podcast, where we talk about comedy and tropical travel. And Chip, we just got to get into it, dude. We've got too much tropical travel and comedy news.
Here's what you're going to do. Give me the rundown, but after every item on the rundown, I'm going to critique you like a high school drama teacher who never really made it to Broadway himself.
Okay, cool. So I'm working with notes on the fly.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. This is the Mother's Day episode, Chip. Mother's Day is coming up, and you have some new ideas about family-themed holidays.
Enunciate.
The Caribbean Tourism Board is making travel experts sound like travel ding-dongs.
Facial expressions. I want to see facial features.
Scientists have finally figured out why we get sick on vacation.
Don't tell me the item. Show me the item.
Guitar Center has released a list of riffs they can't hear one more time.
Cheat out to the camera, Thomas.
Hecklers on Broadway are connected directly to an emergency room incident.
Think of an emotion from your childhood. Use that.
A beach the U.S. Navy bombed for decades now ranks 41st in the best beach in the world rankings.
Now give me jazz hands for this next one. Jazz hands.
We've got Buffett facts, fish of the week. We're cracking open the good book, the Guinness Book of World Records, and the Trouble in Paradise hotline is open. You can leave us a voicemail at 310-845-6038 and tell us about your worst vacation story.
And cut. Excellent.
I think the jazz hands really help.
I think we need to incorporate jazz hands more often, and I think that's what's going to take this podcast to the next level.
We got to get to the next level. We've been trying to level up. It was our 2026 resolution. We're already sitting here May 7th, Chip.
Wow.
It's time for an old-fashioned slather. I can't tell you how exciting it is to get a little slather going.
And by the way, I am wearing for the first time... I got to cover these arms with the slather because, look, Daddy's wearing short sleeves.
I know,
Just
dude.
the shirt today. It is nice and warm in Philly. It's in the mid-60s right now. By this afternoon, it's going to be in the upper 80s, I believe.
Buddy.
Yeah, we're getting to summertime, Tommy. I'm feeling like a burnt one.
I love it when that nice weather hits.
Sweet, sweet harvest.
All right, everybody. This is the Sunburnt Podcast. We talk about comedy and tropical travel. If you think those two things should go together, stay tuned. Front desk.
Kalamazoo, Michigan, you're on the air.
Mr. Chantry, I know it's you. Please stop doing your Larry King impression. He's been deceased for 5 years now. It's distasteful.
I need more towels and some more coffee packets. Your thoughts?
I'll send him right up. Chip!
Thomas.
Dude, episode 60 of the Sunburnt Podcast. Can you believe we've been clipping away at it? 60 episodes?
The big 6-0. This podcast can now apply for AARP benefits.
Some nice savings, some good information.
Nice little bump.
Do you have to be old to do AARP?
I believe so. I think so.
It would make sense, but it's also discrimination.
I think you're thinking of AAA. You just have to be a driver for that one.
If you have to be a driver, that's double discrimination.
Yeah, it is.
Anybody can sign up for AAA. It's just like, what are you going to do with it if you don't drive?
Yeah, they could send you maps, I guess. Just maybe if you want to walk places.
I mean, who's going to drive pretty soon anyways? It's all going to be Waymos and electric cars.
What is AAA going to do? Are they just... It's going to be AAAI is what it's going to be. Hey, there it is. That's the podcast. You've been great. We'll see you all next week. Boom. Done.
Have you taken one of those fully automated taxis?
I have not. Have you?
Oh, yeah. They're happening in Los Angeles, buddy.
How do you feel about it? Is it exciting? Are you scared?
Dude, it's so exciting for like the first 30 seconds. And
Yeah.
then you're just kind of like, oh, yeah, this feels pretty good.
Okay.
This is working. And then you forget about it and you just get to have a free conversation and there's nobody listening to you. Just the whole AI and internet is listening to this conversation be recorded in that car.
Yes, they are banking everything that you're saying, but just not right there. I will say, I think once that takes over, I will miss a little bit of that human interaction. I've received some amazing pieces of advice, some great. I've also received some terrible information for some cab drivers and some Lyft drivers, Uber drivers. I will say one time, my favorite thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
I was coming home from Helium one night, and I decided to take. I took a Lyft home because it was raining. So instead of walking or whatever, I was like, I'll just take a Lyft. It's pouring rain, and we're driving home. And by the time we drove home, it was perfect, like movie, like 80s set in Chicago movie setting. The rain had stopped, but the streets are all wet, just like they do on movie sets, right?
They're always spraying them down, Chip.
They're spraying them down.
Yeah.
I know you had a job in the mid 90s,
Spray artist.
and we were at a red light,
Mhm.
and it's this older man. He's barely said anything to me
Yeah.
the entire drive. He's at the green light. It's dark out. Again, wet streets, whatever. Not
Yeah.
too many people around. It's a little bit late. But there's a car behind us.
Uh-huh.
The light turns green.
Yeah.
My Uber driver did not go right away. Okay? In Philadelphia, we are not a patient people.
Yeah.
The guy behind us laid on the horn.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And it was way too loud, way too quick. It's not like my
Yeah.
Uber driver was sleeping on the job. He was, he was just delayed a second. Instead of moving at all,
Uh-huh.
the guy lays on the horn. My Uber driver just puts his hand on the passenger seat and turns around and looks at me, looks back at me,
Yeah.
dead in the eyes. These are the first words that he said to me besides saying hello.
Uh-huh.
And he just looks at me and he goes, "Fear strikes outward." And then he turns around and he drives the rest of his way.
I love it.
And it was just
dude.
like, oh, the man in the car behind us is just afraid. He is angry because he's afraid, so
Yeah.
he is lashing out at someone else. It's so calm and cold, this guy. Fear strikes outward.
This sounds like a guy that doesn't strike outward ever because he ain't scared of nothing.
He is scared of zero things. Yeah, it was amazing. I tipped him very well that night.
I bet. I think you might have had the Grim Reaper drive you in a taxi, Chip.
I might have avoided death because of the guy beeping behind us. There's a 68% chance that I was slated to die that night.
And you tipped well.
Yeah.
You're on death's good side. That might mean you get a couple of extra years before you kick that bucket.
Daddy's tipping death.
The wildest one I can remember off the top of my head was me and my wife were taking Uber. And about 3 minutes into the journey, the person was obviously socially strange.
Sure.
Had some personality quirks, to say the least, and just could not stop talking.
Yeah.
Was just running the mouth and then blurted out. And immediately you saw it come out and she almost grabbed it and wanted to shove it back in her mouth. She's like, and this new car is great. She's like, I got it with the money I got from crashing my old car last week.
Not exactly what you want to hear from an Uber driver.
And then for 10 minutes, she talked about regional hot dogs.
Okay, sure.
Believe it or not, not prompted by us or provoked to continue by us at all.
Of course not.
And she was just like, you ever had a Seattle dog? And I'm like, used to live in Seattle. I can't say I've had a Seattle dog. And she's
Yeah.
like, Well, you don't have to be in Seattle to have a Seattle dog.
Yeah, I mean, she's giving you the business.
Like
yeah.
you can do it here.
You
just
can
need,
make one.
I think she's like, you just need sour cream and onions, and I was like, okay.
All right, there you go.
And then after 10 more minutes of this, she said, and now I'm going to turn on the baseball game. It's not because I don't like you. I've just been talking to you long enough that I think you won't think it's rude if I get back to the Dodger game, which is what I really wanted to listen to in the first place.
I hope you tipped her 100% that day.
I tip based on honesty, and I don't think a stray word came out of that woman's mouth.
Yeah.
From the mouth of babes.
Last one, I will say this. It was my wife and I were in LA.
Yeah.
And, we're doing the sites. I want to take her. I'm showing her all the sites.
Yeah.
And one of the places we went to was Griffith Observatory. You know Griffith Observatory, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful, overlooking Hollywood, #DTLA. And it was a beautiful morning. We did not spend a moment, because you drive up through like Griffith Park, you go up through there and kind of winds up, and you think you'd want to get the views as we're driving up, but we couldn't because the old guy who was driving us in the lift was just talking about how he basically used to be a fixer for like Hollywood people.
Ray Donovan.
Getting people out of DUIs, bailing people out of jail, doing things, circumventing the law, if you will. Yeah. And I don't know how much of it was true. I'm going to say about 40% of it was true.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But it was enthralling.
Super enthralling. And I'm sorry if this is getting too long. I'll tell you one more. That reminded me. One time we're coming back from LAX, me and my wife again, and I want to say 60-year-old gentleman, we get in the back of his car. It's clearly not a full-time Uber car. Like, there's his personal things in there.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet 100% of what he told us was a lie.
Yeah.
He would not stop talking. And the first thing he hits us with is he has 3 PhDs.
Of course.
And then he starts talking about his son who died in a drunk driving accident.
Okay.
Caused by himself. He was a major league umpire. And now him and every member of his family drive Uber 1 day a week to send his son's daughter, his granddaughter, to college.
Oh, my God.
And he was like, my brother, who is one of the world's top neurosurgeons, he drives Uber once a month too. And I asked my brother, I was like, how are you going to do that? You work. You only have 2 days off a month. And he's like, I'm happy to give one of those days to help put my niece through college. And he's just like, it's just really remarkable what you can get done when everybody just gives 1 day. And he's like, I've done very well. And they start talking about how much his house is worth and how wonderful his wife is. It really reminded me of that I Think You Should Leave sketch with Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, he's got triples on the Barracuda.
Triples are best.
Yeah, triples are best. I mean,
that Barracuda deal went through.
And not to poke a hole in your boy's story, but maybe to put this kid through college instead of 1 day of Ubering, maybe the neurosurgeon can do one more neurosurgery.
Yeah, he's probably doing pretty good. Yeah, maybe 1 hour of neurosurgery a week is worth probably 50 hours driving an Uber.
Maybe.
None of it added up, but it really made for a fun ride.
I love it.
He was just pulling stuff out of his butt. He pointed to a building that was not a theater, and he's like, that used to be the best movie theater in town. And I was like, really? And he's like...
And you can't really argue it back.
Oh, I would never want to. He was like, there's a lot of the theaters around. A lot of the movie theaters are still around, but that one, that's where you took your best girls. If you were willing to pay the extra dime to go to that movie theater, you knew they were special.
First of all, is this man 106?
I would say 60s, late 60s,
okay,
mid 60s, maybe early 60s. I don't know how people.
We do have apps. Where we can verify this. You can go back on your Uber or your Lyft app, Thomas. Go back to that time, flip through, and be like, "That's the guy." Let's try to track him down, see how he's doing, see how the kid has made it through college. I think that's a deep dive podcast that we need to do. Maybe that's a Patreon podcast just for burnt ones who love a little bit of deep dive investigative journalism.
I think when we get to the end of our current scientific revolution, there's aliens out there. Of course, there's ghosts. Who knows if time's even real? Gravity's up for debate.
Big feet.
There's women with big feet.
Yeah.
And a mythical creature named Bigfoot, who's walking around the woods. But I think we're going to find out. We're going to be able to look back and see what was really happening. And there's going to have to be some disclosures. And I think what we will find, and I personally believe this, is that half of Uber and Lyft drivers currently are either past spirits, or entities like the Grim Reaper, who are kind of not from here but do work here.
I see that. I feel like there was maybe I want to say maybe the movie Scrooged, starring Bill Murray, had
there was a taxi driver prominently featured in that, right?
Right, and I think that is more like reality than we think.
Yeah, Bill Murray's always kept it pretty real, dude.
I agree with what you're saying, that most Uber drivers are actually ghosts as portrayed by David Johansen, a.k.a. Buster Poindexter, who used to be in the glam rock band The New York Dolls.
I completely agree with you.
Yep.
Now, not to shift topics too vastly, but many Uber drivers, many Lyft drivers are also mothers.
Yes, they are. There's a Venn diagram of those two things.
Mother's Day is coming up, buddy. We all have one. Yep. We all at least had one at one point.
Right.
Everybody has a mama. It's a day to celebrate, and I know you have some new ideas around the holiday, Chip.
Well, first of all, let me say this. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, to my mother, to your mother, to all the moms.
Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day, babe.
Okay. I don't want to sound... This is a podcast. It's the two of us. It's two guys here.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like men's rights activist.
We're not. Safe space, Chip. Say what you need to say.
I will say this, and I want to just be honest and kind of take the sheen of Sunburnt Podcast off. I think that Mother's Day is wonderful, and they should literally get their flowers, and figuratively.
Yeah.
But we celebrate mothers on Mother's Day every year. I'm just saying, why can't there be a day for dads? Like, why can't there be a day to celebrate dads? Dads, they raise their kids. They take them to baseball games. My dad taught me so much. Why isn't there a day for dads, just like Mother's Day? It just seems like it's a little bit of a double standard. Hey, mothers, yeah, well, like, why not designate a day to celebrate dads?
Chip, are you being serious right now?
Yeah, just like a day to set, like we have Mother's Day every May, and like do that. How do you think? I'm not a father, but if I was a dad, you're a dad. I'm sure you feel left out, and you're like, why can't there be a day for me and all the good things that I do?
I mean, there is Father's Day in June.
What?
Yeah, June. I don't know what day it is. It's like Yeah, there's not really a question. It's like less important than Mother's Day, but yeah, there's Father's Day.
So you're saying there's a...
Yeah, there's a day to celebrate fathers. Mm-hmm.
I should... Is this the first year they're doing this, or...
That's... No. No.
Oh. All right.
Have you never said Happy Father's Day to Paul Chantry?
Yeah, I guess I should get him a card. Maybe I should
I mean, they're at the store.
All right. Well... Lesson learned then, Thomas. Yeah. Lesson learned. Happy Mother's Day, and I guess early Father's Day, a new day that I'm learning about.
Yeah. All right. Well, we gotta get you a calendar, Chip.
I know. Although I will say, Thomas.
Yeah.
Again, Happy Mother's Day. I think we can expand it. Okay.
Yeah.
We have Father's Day now. I think I know there's like Grandparents' Day. I think that's like Hallmark. They're cashing in, and good for them.
Yeah, great.
They're Grandparents' Day, all that. I think there needs to be some other family members that have a day, just like Mother's and Father's Day.
I think that's fair, dude. What are you thinking?
Okay, here's the first one. I'm gonna promote. I think this would be great. I think we should have Mother's Day in May, Father's Day in June. I don't know, maybe July or August. Just. It doesn't have to be a Sunday. It could just be a random Tuesday.
But in a hot month.
Right. A hot month.
Yeah.
We celebrate Weird Ants Day.
Okay.
So it's just a day for weird ants. Everybody's got that one ant that's just a little bit off kilter. And I think we need a day to celebrate her.
Yeah, we're talking Debs. We're talking Barbs.
Right. Linda's.
Yeah.
This is the weird aunt that we need to celebrate. You know that weird aunt when you were a kid? She would take you and your sister to McDonald's, but she would bring peanut butter and jelly sandwiches out of principle. Happy Weird Aunt's Day.
Happy Weird Aunt's Day. That's just a playground play? Is that what that is?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
She's never been married, but she always talks about a guy named Dave.
Oh, man. The mysterious Dave.
Happy Weird Aunt's Day.
Right? And maybe a Wendy's tie in there.
Yes. She has 6 bird cages in her house, but she's never owned a bird that you know of.
Oh, no.
Happy Weird Aunt's Day.
I mean, she's going to use them for something.
On your 8th birthday, she gave you the complete series of the British sitcom The Vicar of Dibley on VHS. Happy Weird Aunt's Day.
Happy Weird Aunt's Day.
She sells jars of homemade kimchi out of her trunk at your soccer games. Happy Weird Aunt's Day.
Ferment for children.
She shoplifts at Ralph's, and you've caught her doing it, but she says it's okay because the assistant manager owes her money. Happy Weird Aunt's Day.
Happy Weird Aunt's Day.
She is a strict vegan, but she has 12 cases of Slim Jims in her basement for when the grid goes down.
Oh, yeah, dude. You got to be ready. Prepped. Got to be prepped.
Happy Weird Aunt's Day.
Oh,
and
my
that
gosh.
is why I think we need to celebrate that weird aunt that you have and give her her dues. Happy Weird Aunt's Day, everybody.
Deb, Barb, and Linda. Happy Weird Aunt's Day. And this is retroactive. We're backfilling. Of course,
Yes.
this is going to be in the heat of the month when Deb, Barb's, or Linda's short haircut is really paying dividends temperature-wise.
Absolutely.
Once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You know what they say? There'd be no burnt ones without mamas.
No, there would not.
It's commonly known fact. You can't make a burnt one without a Mamma Mia, and we appreciate all you do. Happy Mother's Day. Now, Chip, not to leave mothers in the dust, but it's time to get into a segment we call For the Algo.
For the algo.
This is a segment that we largely created to make the robots like us more, and hopefully you're going to like it too.
And we just want to say this is for you, the listener. But more importantly, it is for our robot overlords who are listening who like us.
Yeah, they decide what you hear and see. So we're just trying to play into that, and then we're going to put that sunburnt twist on it.
Twisting it up.
All right, Chip. First story.
Number 1.
The Caribbean just posted its best hotel numbers since before the pandemic, and really ever, dude.
I think it's a central location. I think that's what it is, at least for me. And maybe not for I don't know what you think about it being in Los Angeles. It's a little bit more of a hike. For me, it's just a hop, skip, and a slather down there. You know what I mean?
No, it's a good point. It's a good point. It's close as 80% of the U.S. population east of the Mississippi. These islands are all much closer than Hawaii is. It's about the same distance to some of them for me, a little more for a lot of them.
Right.
But, dude, I think it's just overall, it's like more than any specific like Caribbean island, Bahamas. Like this article was specifically about the Caribbean, but people have this fever, dude. It's never been more expensive to travel relatively to normal budgets. The fuel costs are insane. Ticket prices are nuts. People are feeling pain at the pump.
Mm-hmm.
People are feeling pain at their jobs. Like wages aren't increasing. Unemployment is in a little bit of a weird spot. And like we talked last week, instead of foregoing trips, people are saving money in other places to still be able to go on these getaways. And the numbers don't lie, dude. It's out of control. Listen to some of these.
Yeah.
There was an overall 2.5% rise in tourists since 2026 started. That's like a pretty significant jump. And that's across all the Caribbean islands. And this is put together by the Caribbean Tourism Organization, who are counting all this stuff. Jamaica welcomed over 1 million visitors in Q1 of 2026 alone. That is roughly 333,000 farmer stands per month descending onto an island with their fanny packs chock full of sunscreens and Band-Aids and everything else you need to bliss out at the beach.
I don't know much about Earth science, but that
Yeah.
many tourists could literally tip over the island.
Yeah, if that island's are rocking, don't come a knocking.
You're making me crazy, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
The Cayman Islands, which we have just been hearing about left, right, and center, up 10% in February.
Wow.
In March 2026, hotel occupancy in the islands hit 79%.
It's been such a long, hard winter over here in the East. I wonder if people are just like, just escapism. I think escapism, that's why I have a tattoo that says escapism in Sanskrit over on my chest. You've seen it. I covered it over my Mr. Roper tattoo. And I think that's what it is. I actually have two friends. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I have two friends that went on vacation. And I mean, people are going for anything, and they're not leaving for anything either.
Yeah.
My two friends, they work together. They got invited to their boss's house, like on the beach. It was just supposed to be for the weekend. They get there, their boss, this is crazy. Their boss had died. Like, was dead when they arrived. They found him in the house. He was dead. But they're like, we're having such a great time. Let's just pretend he's still alive.
Dude.
And they went through a lot of bells and whistles, a lot of hoops to pretend that their boss was still alive.
Yeah.
So they got to party for the rest of their vacation. People are coming in and out of the house.
Yeah.
They just put sunglasses on the guy. And they just, it was, they said they had a great time. And,
Dude.
you know, despite the loss of their, loss of life.
Well, first of all, this should be a movie. That's the kind of thing that like Hollywood's too scared to make movies about these days.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a really good story. But secondly, I think it proves the point. People are doing anything they need to get those tropical rays, to get that day at the beach, to get their time in the sand by the water, because we need it, dude. The world is so wild outside. The real world, not vacation land, the real world where you live and all your problems exist is a pretty hard place to be right now. And people are getting tropical fever and just getting out of it for a couple of days. And that reset really helps a lot. It's why we slather. It's why we do In Paradise comedy shows.
It is.
It is just speaking to what we're all going through. And honestly, they started to notice this was happening in early December at the Barbados International Airport. They had just like a really busy day, like on the 12th or 13th, somewhere around there of December, before the holiday even hit it. And it just hasn't stopped since then. It's been a steady avalanche of tourists. Dude, and I know we were talking even the other day, don't like you have some family members that are going on tropical trips before the end of the year. It is just in the vein. Everybody's becoming burnt ones.
It's Caribbean a good year.
All right. Well, thank you, Caribbean Journal, for keeping these meticulous stats and letting us know about it, because it makes us know we're not crazy. We're not the only ones, Chip.
I think we do a live show in the Caribbean. We pick an island, throw a dart, let it land, and let's do a show there.
Don't tempt me to. We definitely will. It's like whether this is the year for it or not is the only question we have. All right. Next thing. Chip, have you ever hit the beach and realized not only you were taking the day off, but your immune system was too?
Yes, I have, unfortunately.
Condé Nast Travelers reporting on leisure sickness, a real documented phenomenon where high-stress people get sick the moment they actually stop working and start their vacation, dude. This is so unbelievably common, man.
Has this happened to you?
Absolutely, dude. You've got a high-stress job. Like, I always, the second a show ended, I always have a vacation planned.
You're going to Ireland. You're going to Hawaii. You're going, and it's something to look forward to.
Psychologist and researcher Ad Vingerhoots coined the term in the early 2000s after noticing he personally kept getting sick on his own time off, which is very sad. But extremely on brand for a researcher. The symptoms are absolute vacation dog crap. They can include headaches, muscle aches, fatigues, nausea, and basically everything that feels like a full-on flu is in the mix there. It's disgusting. And Dr. Stephen Goldberg out of Kentucky describes the cortisol spike that you get, I guess, is acting like a lid on a boiling pot. It keeps your immune system artificially suppressed during stress, and the second you exhale on a lounge chair, the lid flies off said pot.
Because that's the thing with you and me, Thomas. Like, we have cortisol just surging through our veins at all times.
Yeah.
We are nervous and worried and anxious about everything, and that cortisol isn't good for you. But what it can do is it will whack-a-mole some of those sicknesses that we're nervous about. It's like, it'll jazz hands those sicknesses. And as soon as we just relax and we're like, oh, the cortisol has gone from our body.
Yep.
Then they're just like, well, now we can just Now you're going to get a sore throat and a sniffy nose. And I've had that happen so many times. And then you're worried. I get worried about it. I'm like, I don't want to get sick for a vacation. Like, I was I don't know how much I was honest with you about this. I was so locked down and nervous before Thanksgiving in Paradise this past year because I was like, I'm not flying to Hawaii being sick and then not being able to perform, the whole thing. So
Chip,
think
you wore a mask on the airplane, my man.
I did wear a mask on the airplane.
I saw that.
Yep.
I saw that. And it was all for you. He was very worried about not being able to give his best for you.
For you guys.
The burnt ones that showed up. I actually, shout out. That was like 6 months ago. We were in Hawaii now.
Yeah.
It's like a half year ago. Shout out to the burnt ones that came out. That was great.
Yeah.
And thanks for sticking with us, continuing to listen and watch. We really appreciate it. And we can't wait to party with you guys again.
Boom. But is that thing where I've gone on vacation. I'm like, why am I not feeling well? And it's because I think it's finally your body lets up, but it lets up a little too much. Yeah. So that's why I suggest staying vigilantly anxious and angry and upset throughout your entire vacation. And you'll never be sick a day in your life.
I honestly think that's what I do.
Until you drop dead at the age of 58.
Oh my gosh, dude. 58's getting way too close, buddy.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where it was my birthday last week. I don't make a big deal about it, but it has got me to think about my own mortality, and it's closer than I like.
I think somebody needs a vacation right now.
I definitely do. I've been thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
I checked flights to Hawaii recently, and by that, I mean the last 3 days. And I keep on Instagram getting these just posts that say Los Angeles to Hawaii for $130, and I'm just like, okay, I'll check it out. Almost always lies, Chip.
Yeah.
The cheapest flight I found was literally 4 times that, and the average flight was almost close to $800.
One way.
Maybe it was round trip. Yeah. But either way, it's excessive.
It's the old bait and switch there. I don't appreciate that.
They're doing it for the clicks. It's not a reputable thing, but it also just shows you where we're at fuel-wise.
Yeah.
Those are the prices we're dealing with, and people are still flocking to these islands, which are very hard to get to if you're not on the plains.
Yeah.
Or like a gas-guzzling boat.
You can't take the subway there.
No.
You're not taking the bus to Turks and Caicos.
No, buddy. You're feeling that pain at the pump.
Yeah. And
people are still going, dude. I just love it, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know we're not crazy. This is a scientifically documented thing. Mm-hmm. Like Biff Whiff, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
All right, buddy. This next one is near and dear to my heart. I don't know if we've ever talked about this before, but you were talking to a former.
I know what you're going to say. Former president of the Mariah Carey fan club. Close? No?
No.
Barbra Streisand.
No. Mariah
Vanilla
Carey.
Ice.
Mariah Carey's an interesting personality, though.
Yeah.
I've had some friends have interactions with her, and she's everything she's billed to be, apparently.
Okay.
Very, very intense to be around.
With that vocal range, it has to be.
Oh, yeah. It's true. You can't hit those high E's and not be a little cray-cray. Hi. Dude, so a former Guitar Center employee.
Mm-hmm.
My first job right out of college was a summer gig slanging accessories at the old Guitar Center. Yeah. So this is dear to my heart. But Guitar Center has just released a list of the top 10 riffs played by customers thinking about purchasing guitars. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you, dude, this was a disaster. This was a devastating part of the gig. it was so much fun too. I loved going to Guitar Center before I worked there. I could go in there for hours, and I'd be the one playing the riff. I'd be in my own world, just playing with this pedal, playing with that guitar, making my rock star fantasies come true with a guitar I was never going to buy. But when I worked there, dude, you listen to so many dog crap guitar players play some bogus garbage.
Yeah.
And it starts to get to you. And the more times you hear a specific song butchered, the more times you're upset, or like the worse it gets. And then also, if you hear somebody play the tunes good, play it well, it's like, go home.
Yeah.
This isn't a show. Like, book a gig.
Right. And that's what people need to do. I think it was social media before social media.
Yeah.
Was the Guitar Center lounge right there. You know, where because they were just like, I want to show everybody how good I am at this thing, whether or not they're good. And there is an audience of unwilling people here, just like on the internet. Here's my 15 minutes.
The CEO of Guitar Center asked all of his managers around the country to compile a list of the top riff.
And by the way, the CEO of Guitar Center, is that still Axe Ramstein?
Axe Ramstein, the son of String Ramstein.
Okay. Good.
So Axe got together, the CEO, he asked all the managers to send him the list, and the results were maybe a little surprising.
Mm-hmm.
So Metallica was coming in hot, dude.
Of course.
Master of Puppets beat out Stairway to Heaven, which is like, Stairway to Heaven's the typical song you think of everybody playing.
Sure.
They put this list up in Rolling Stone, surveyed directly from store leadership across every region. The list of 10 riffs includes titans like Sweet Child of Mine, Seven Nation Army, and Oh Baby, Smoke on the Water.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that's... Yeah, and Seven Nation Army is basically just... It's just Smoke on the Water on a little bit of, like, microdosing acid.
I've got a Seven Nation Army story. If you got time. If you got time for a minute.
I got nothing but time.
So Joe Weber, a buddy of mine who is now a host on the Donut, this car podcast network. He used to lead a band for Moses Storm's. Moses Storm used to have a stand-up show at the Nerdist.
Okay.
And he'd let us do time there, but every once in he had a live band at his show, and Joe led the band, and every once in a while I'd sit in with them on guitar. And the first time we did it, the first song we were playing was Seven Nation Army, and it's it is literally one riff. If you're if you're going into Seven Nation Army, you're coming in for one riff, and we thought it would be for about 15 seconds. The first song, it's just like play the guys on there, get it going, and nobody told us. It was not communicated, and we couldn't really communicate with ourselves. We're playing like we're seated. We're like we can't really talk to each other, and we're not like a real band that practices all the time and has chemistry. We were a house band, and I was sitting in, and we're playing this one riff, and Chip, I think it was over 10 minutes before somebody came to the stage. So like it's a packed house. And we are just playing this one riff. In my mind, after about a minute, I'm like, oh, and if nobody's singing, it's very apparent. This is just one riff. This is like 8 bars.
No words to punctuate this mess.
Multiple minutes.
So wait, did somebody introduce you? Like, or is this just like the beginning of the show?
Yeah, it's the beginning of the show, but we got the cue to start.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to run up onto the stage, and they just didn't. In my mind, after a while, I kind of thought it was funny that we're just doing this one riff. And I look at, I'm kind of like trying to play and give a shrug over at Joe, and Joe's like, oh. And it's just like nobody makes the decision to go to another song because we don't know when anybody's coming up. So we keep playing it. I think it was over 10 minutes. And the first person up that night was John Mulaney.
Okay.
Like one of the most popular comedians running around Los Angeles at the time.
Right.
And we thought he was going to like make fun of us because the host that ran up definitely did.
Yeah.
So he made fun of us, then got John up there. And John is just like, guys, this is unbelievable. house band. Like, he was just so nice and so cool. He always was every time we ran into him. I'm really glad things worked out for him, dude.
Yeah, things seem to be on the upside for that guy.
But yeah, that was 7 Nation Army for over 10 minutes in front of a packed house.
That is rough.
With a band I was sitting in on.
Ugh.
Dude, this next one touches on a lot of things we understand, buddy. A lot of things we're concerned about.
Tickles those ivories.
A Broadway performer, Issa Brones, who also is on The Pit playing Dr. Santos. You know I love The Pit.
Stat.
Dude, she's had this phenomenon. She just stepped in for Sarah Hyland in this Broadway musical just in time. And when she's on stage, dude, people keep heckling her as if she was her character from The Pit. Like, on a real Broadway play, people paid Broadway prices to come see this show. And in season 2 of The Pit, her character is behind on her charting. And it is the bane of her existence. And every time she talks to anybody, they're like, oh, great, you saved 3 more lives. Why are the charts late? Do your charting. And she's falling asleep. She's always cranking away. Every time she's doing her charting, somebody interrupts her. She has to go do something. So, like, that's her whole season. This was her whole work life for however many months they shot this show, was her character getting berated. And now, during quiet moments of her Broadway play, people are screaming out about the charting, Chip.
I mean, how? Just you are on a hit TV show.
Yep.
You are in a Broadway production.
Yeah.
This should be the greatest summer of her life.
Yeah.
And idiots are just ruining it.
I mean,
do people not know that it's a character? That's I think that we're just so dumbed down by, like, just social media or whatever, that we just, I don't realize that people think that people are real or can be something other than what they're looking at right now. It's crazy.
Dude, it's literally insane behavior. But I think we all know the cause of it. It's like, honestly, people that want her to like them.
Yes. They're trying to be like, hey, this will be fun.
And the same thing with I'm sure you, if you get heckled, it's like, a lot of times it's people being drunk idiots.
Right. But that's even at a comedy club where I'm speaking to the audience. Right. So there is this fake back and forth that they think is a real back and forth. So I even understand that. This is a play happening.
Yeah.
This is just in character. Like, that's crazy. I will say, one time in 2008, I did get a little drunk.
Uh-huh.
And I yelled, "Hey, Willie," I'll say it. I saw Alf do a production of The 12th Night, and I yelled, "Hey, Willie," at him, and Alf got incredibly upset, and he stopped the production and screamed at me.
Dude,
he's like, "I'm doing Shakespeare up here."
And he had jazz hands the whole time.
He had jazz hands, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I just thought that was funny.
We don't deserve Broadway, and we don't deserve Issa.
Hang in there, Issa. It gets better. Next story, Chip. The U.S. Navy spent decades bombing a beach that has now been rated the 41st best beach in the world, baby.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real thing, dude. I don't know if it's other governments, but the U.S. government has bombed, like just set up some of the most beautiful places in the world to be where they test their bombs out and run live ammunition drills. And specifically in Hawaii, obviously this is a little bit better, but like there's just like unexploded shells and the whatever toxic byproducts of testing all these things are on the land. It's just, ruined portions of the area, and they don't know how to clean it up. They don't know how to make it better. It's just kind of ravaging these areas. So it's so nice to see that in Puerto Rico's Flamenco Beach, it was just ranked 41st and 10th in North America on the world's 50 best beaches list for 2026. And this is being reported by Condé Nast Traveler.
The only people getting bombed there are having pina coladas, is what I'm saying.
Definitely true at the moment. But like part of the beach and like part of what gets its character is there's just like still tanks on the beach.
See, that's awesome. It's like a paintball field and a beach vacation all at the same time.
Exactly. And like street artists have come and like done street graffiti on the tanks. Apparently it like has a really cool vibe left over from like a really trying time, I would have to guess. Flamenco Beach actually outranked every beach on the list in California and Hawaii.
Really? Wow.
It is up there, and this was voted on by travel professionals, like travel agents, all that stuff. People who have to visit these like beaches of the world regularly for their job. They kind of voted on all these things, and this Flamenco Beach has had a total turnaround from the days when we were just blowing stuff up on it.
Is this what you would call the Bad Bunny bump?
It's a Super Bowl Bad Bunny beach bump.
Super Bowl Bad Bunny beach bump.
Super Bowl Bad Bunny beach bump. It's classic, and we're feeling it. And I don't have any direct knowledge that Bad Bunny is involved or supporting this specific beach, but I do know he is a very proud Puerto Rican. So if I had to guess, I think he's pretty pumped up about the turnaround and that it's no longer being bombed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unfortunately, I will say that apparently those tanks and things that are there, people are hanging out behind them, and at the other beachgoers, they are heckling them with lines from the TV show The Pit.
Oh my gosh.
Which is just, you're just on vacation, you're sitting there, you're having a little tropical drink, and then people just start yelling lines at you from the from that TV show.
That's really tough too, because a lot of the patients in the pit are presenting with residual problems from alcohol abuse.
Right.
And that's the last thing you want to hear when you're pounding a pina.
Exactly.
When you're hitting a Mai Tai, you don't want to hear about the patient's carrying 7 gallons of excess fluid from a liver shutdown. Bro, there's a big man in season 2 that does have an alcohol problem, and they just drain buckets of fluid out of this man's abdomen. Like, I can't even imagine.
It's like tapping a tree for sap up in Vermont.
It really was. It just kept coming. Really hard visuals, and I'm sure in real life, harder smells.
Yes.
Come along with that kind of
you
fluid.
don't get that on the TV show The Pit, do you? I think it needs to be a more immersive, like a sphere situation. Like, if you saw, like, what if they brought season 3 of The Pit
in Smell-O-Vision
to the Sphere in Las Vegas?
Okay, now we've got an idea. We've got to make some calls.
And then they also brought in the smells, the sounds, the feels. I think I know what I'm doing next season, Thomas. I'm being producer on The Pit, taking it to the Sphere.
Let's get Noah Wiley on the horn and see if we can make something happen.
See if we can get a Yes-a Wiley out of him.
Yes. Yeah. We'll turn Noah Wiley into Yes-a Wiley.
Yeah, we will.
Well, Chip, you know who also would have loved the turnaround in Flamenco Beach?
Who's that?
Before the algo's over, we're moving into Buffett facts. Mr. Jimmy Buffett, I think he would have been thrilled with the turnaround Flamenco Beach. Going from war drills
He's not bombing anybody.
to lounging to a highly rated tropical experience.
Yeah.
That's the kind of turnaround and glow up. He didn't like blow ups. He liked glow ups.
The only thing he blew out was his flip flops.
Yeah. And that can be remedied with a paper clip. Have you ever seen this done? Just pop a little paper clip in there. If it blows through the bottom, happened all the time with Old Navy flip flops.
Yep.
That we sold at Old Navy while listening to the same 10 tongs on repeat.
And over and over.
I just said tongs instead of songs. It's early.
It's okay, Thomas.
Chip, we celebrate Jimmy Buffett, what he represented, what he stood for, and more importantly, that he went after what he wanted in this life, and the world came with him, and he was rewarded for it. But we're also historians on Jimmy Buffett. We do the research nobody else is doing. We've dug deep in the annals. We've scoured social media. We've scoured the internet. We've looked everywhere we can look. And when we bring a Jimmy Buffett fact, you mark our words. We believe it to be true.
Absolutely.
We believe it to be true. So, Chip, what Jimmy Buffett fact do you have this week?
The only line Jimmy Buffett ever stood in was a conga line.
He didn't have time for a line unless it was a good time.
Bum, 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 bum.
That's a choice, dude. That's a choice.
That is a choice.
It's like
choice
I'm
is
not.
the way that I want to live my life.
Exactly. If you don't need to stand on a line, don't stand on a line.
And that's also a reminder to the burnt ones out there. If you're ever standing in line, turn it into a conga line.
That's true. Maybe that's why he never stood in a line that wasn't a conga line. Because
that's what
every
it was.
line
Yep.
he got in started getting going.
It became
I love
a
it,
conga
dude.
line. Yeah.
Well, this is a little topical.
Mhm.
I was able to find out some information about Jimmy Buffett and Mother's Day.
Ooh.
Jimmy Buffett was a big Mother's Day guy. It took a lot of mommies to make a son of a sailor.
That is certainly true. That maths.
This was maybe less researched and more inferred from the lyrics, but you can't get a son, and you definitely can't get a son and a son without a couple of Mamma Mias involved, dude.
Yeah.
Once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there.
Yep.
That being said, I feel a little splishing. I feel a little splashing.
As do
I
I.
feel the tides are turning because it's time for Sunburnt Podcast Fish of the Week.
And we got a great one, Thomas. Our fish of the week this week is Keith, the Atlantic trumpetfish.
Whoa, that's a fish that's an instrument.
He is an instrument, but I will tell you, he doesn't make a lot of noise. I will say that.
Okay.
Look at this guy, Thomas. Just take a look at him right now. He's like a big old 3-foot plaid sausage. Just look at him.
Oh, wow.
Little plaid sausage dangling out there.
Oh, I love
looks
it.
Like he looks like he could be an eel, but eels are all charged up, Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Out of all of our fishes of the week so far,
Uh-huh.
Gerald, Ronald, all of them,
Yeah.
Keith might be the biggest burnt one of all.
Why?
This giant tube of toothpaste here,
Yeah.
he just floats by in life, and that's why we love him, okay? He lives in the coral reefs. And by the way, why is it not reefs? It's coral. I double-checked. It's coral reefs. It should be coral reefs, but, hey, that's for a different podcast to solve.
Because they weren't related to Keanu. They had different dads than Keanu.
Keanu Reefs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he hangs out on the Keanu Reefs of the Florida Keys and the Caribbean. That is
dude.
perfect for his vibe.
That's hot, dude.
Just some steel drums and some pina coladas is all Keith needs to get by.
Oh, I love
He's what we call a passive ambush hunter.
it. That's what I call it.
We all call Keith a passive ambush hunter, and he doesn't mind it, okay? It means he doesn't search for food. He doesn't go after food. He doesn't hunt and gather. He literally just hangs here. You can see these videos of him just dropping in onto the reefs, and he waits until like a little tiny snack wanders by, and then he just hoovers it up in his trumpet-like mouth. His big old wide trumpet mouth just sucks it all up, whether it's small fish, crustaceans, shrimp, Skittles. Guy loves Skittles. You put a little Skittle in there,
He likes to taste the rainbow.
sucks it up. It's amazing. Yeah. If any fish could do DoorDash, it would be Keith. Just
Really?
wait for that food to show up, and he'll eat it. I mean, that's all he wants to do. Yeah. Now, one thing Keith can do, this trumpetfish, he can change colors. So he can change bold, different colors, but it's just to blend in. He's hiding from prey and the paparazzi, okay? He just likes to blend in. He just will, make himself look like the reef and then wait till a little fish swims under and then, boom, sucks him up. Okay?
That's sneaky, dude.
Yeah, but every once in a while, Keith will use those color-changing skills for the most important reason.
Why?
The ladies.
Oh, yeah.
He attracts his female trumpetfish by doing a color-changing water dance, okay? Where he just changes these vibrant colors and jumps all around, and the ladies are like, that's the guy that we want, that little trumpetfish. But he's usually invisible, Thomas, but he comes to life at the party when it counts, kind of like your cousin Glenn at your sister's wedding reception after he had a couple of Miller Lights. He's just this mild-mannered guy, but then just, boom.
Turns it on the floor.
Throw on Seven Nation Army, and he is a dancing for 10 minutes. That's all I gotta say. Yes. So that is Keith, the Atlantic Trumpetfish, and I'd like to show you more footage of him, but he is currently blending into some coral to lay low because he's wanted on some old weed possession charges in Fort Lauderdale.
Yep. Keith is using that color change for evasion.
Yes, he is. So that is Keith, our Atlantic Trumpetfish, the most burnt fish of the week that we've had yet.
Hats off, Keith.
Huzzah.
You did it, buddy. Fish of the week. That's it for Fish of the Week.
Fish of the week.
It's time to get into the good book.
The good book, the Guinness Book of World Records, showing the best and brightest, the longest, the shortest, the tallest, the smallest. Thomas, what do you got for us? What is your Guinness Book of World Record this week?
What has lots of tails, smells like fish, and is absolutely beautiful? And it's not your cats eating a nice can of tuna.
I have no idea, Thomas. Lay it on me. Oh, the tails is what got me. Yeah.
Chip, I found the record for the largest gathering of people dressed as mermaids, and it's truly insane.
Thomas, I'm usually very excited to be like, lay it on me, tell me all the facts.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant about this one, but go ahead nonetheless.
Buddy, this thing goes back to the 1940s.
What?
It's been a long time.
Big mermaid culture back then. Yeah.
Big mermaid culture back then.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I need you to guess how many people showed up in full mermaid costume to set this record.
250.
Chip, that's much closer than you usually get. 704 people, Chip.
What?
Dressed up as mermaids in a natural spring on a single day in March 2023, and you will not be surprised. This happened right in the heart of Florida, baby.
Oh, of course it
We
did.
got some Floridians dressed up like mermaids. And dude, I mean, this is more mermaids that have existed in literature, that have ever been on the silver screen, that have ever been in a movie or TV show. I think you probably put all of the named mermaids in our collective history into a list, and I don't think it gets to 704 people.
No.
And they all came together. This happened in Weeki Wachee Springs State Park in Florida. And, dude, Weeki Wachee has been running a live underwater mermaid performance since 1947. Making it, if you can believe this, one of the longest running underwater theater experiences on the planet.
One of the richest traditions that Florida boasts.
All 704 participants had to be in a full mermaid tail, not just a costume piece, not a skirt, a full mermaid tail, and they had to be in the water simultaneously for it to count. The Weeki Wachee Springs maintains a consistent temperature of 72 degrees year-round. It's a warm spring.
It's beautiful.
And it pumps out 117 million gallons of crystal clear water daily from a Florida aquifer.
I want to throw my fins on right now.
I know, dude. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
The park's original 1947 mermaid shows were invented by a former Navy frogman named Newton Perry, who built an underwater theater with glass windows so audiences could watch performers breathe through air hoses and pretend to be mermaids.
I feel like that would be a great job for you, Thomas, is a former frogman.
It's a good thing to be from.
Yes.
A former frogman. And because he is a frogman, he thought, like, I'm going to give these ladies straws and let them swim around in bathing suit and tails. And people are going to like it. And this seems like a pretty big attraction for the 1940s. From what I can picture of it, if you could watch some ladies in bathing suits go suck air out of a hose through a glass window, I think that's as close to magic as you're going to get, man.
It really is.
That's really being transported.
It's underwater David Copperfield.
This event also set another impressive record, Chip. It set the record for the largest amount of virgins ever to party by a Florida river.
I'm sure that's the case. That's if somebody needed a sacrifice that day, they had their pick of the litter.
Hats off and tails on, mer people.
Tails on.
You've made your half fish mamas proud.
Well done. Huzzah.
Yeah. Good job. Good job, Mermaids. All right, Chip,
job.
what do you got? What are you bringing this week from the good book?
All right, we're staying in the water. We're staying pretty burnt.
I love it. Stay burnt.
Thomas, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about surfing.
Oh, dude, I would love to talk about surfing.
Surfing is great exercise.
Yeah.
It's meditative.
Mm-hmm.
Chicks dig it.
Oh, they do.
But surfing is now a form of transportation.
Ooh, tell me about it.
If you happen to find yourself in Indonesia at the right time and place and you have your board with you,
Yeah.
then hop on. You can have a commute.
All right, tell me about it, dude. This is interesting.
This is the world record for the farthest distance surfed on a tidal bore wave.
I don't know what any of that means.
I actually had to look it up. We learned things on the Sunburnt Podcast. That's why I love this. I learned what a tidal bore wave is. First of all, this is just crazy. A tidal wave comes from the tides. It's tidal, right? And everybody always thinks of like a tidal wave as like a giant wave, like a tsunami. It's definitely not a tsunami. It's a completely different experience, okay?
Yeah.
But Thomas, you're aware of the tides. They come in, they come out. You know how sometimes when the tide comes in, it might go up into the bay, even up into a river. So a river will sort of
Run through it.
run up, like water will go upstream a little bit during high tide when it's pushing through.
Right.
Because what happens is you have all that water from the ocean, and then it gets squeezed into the river. And especially if the river gets a little more narrow, all of that water gets squeezed in and the pressure is higher. So you have this gigantic wave of water that comes in and out 4 times a day, right? You know, high tide twice a day, low tide twice a day.
Oh, interesting.
And then it can just be this wave on this river. If it's at just the right speed, if it's a little too fast, it'll break. If it's a little too slow, they'll break and it'll still come up. But if you have it at the right speed, it'll just sort of be this wall of water that comes up the river for potentially miles. Okay.
Oh my
on
God.
a daily basis, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it can be very dangerous. But okay. So a tidal bore wave is when the tide comes up a river and it gets narrow. That's what it is. And so in Indonesia, they have the well-known Bono tidal wave on the Kampar River in India, in Sumatra. Okay, so it is the Bono tidal bore wave. That is not to be confused with the Bono tidal bore, which is a 10-minute speech from U2's frontman in between songs.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to take you back to March 10th of 2016.
Okay.
A decade ago. Australian surfer James Cotton hopped on the Bono tidal bore in the Kampar River in Indonesia, and he rode that wave. Do you want to take a guess how long of a distance he rode that wave?
Freaking A, Cotton. I'm going to go with 1.2 miles.
Can you imagine how impressive that would actually be to go a full mile?
I can't.
He went 10.6 miles.
Oh my God. I mean, it's still, you explain the physics of how it's possible. How is it possible?
It's water just rushing up. He goes 10.6 miles.
Wow.
Thomas, I did the math.
Dude. Yeah.
I did the math. That would be like riding a surfboard, Thomas, from your house to Dodger Stadium with a lot less traffic.
Yeah.
He went 12 miles an hour, roughly about 12 miles an hour.
Wow.
For 10.6 miles. Okay?
Wow.
So he just rode this wave. There was up to an 8-foot face of the wave. I mean, that's how big.
Yeah, that's a solid wave, dude.
And when he was done, he was literally up the creek without a paddle.
Yeah, just aboard.
So congratulations to James Cotton for riding the Bono tidal bore wave for 10.6 miles.
Hats off, Mr. Cotton. Incredible work. Incredible work.
Yeah.
Way to get into the good book. Chip, that's it. Episode 60 of the Sunburnt Podcast in the books. You can leave us a message for the Trouble in Paradise hotline at 310-845-6038. Please do. We'll have some fun. Leave your worst story, your funniest story from travel. You can tell us anything. You can be anonymous. You don't have to be anonymous. But do it. Call the number. Leave us a story. This is the Sunburnt Podcast, where we talk about comedy and tropical travel. Until next time, stay burnt. Front desk.
Kalamazoo, Michigan, you're on the air.
Mr. Chantry, I know it's you. Please stop doing your Larry King impression. He's been deceased for 5 years now. It's distasteful.
I need more towels and some more coffee packets. Your thoughts?
I'll send him right up.
What is AAA going to do? Are they just... it's going to be AAAI is what it's going to be. Hey, there it is. That's the podcast. You've been great. We'll see you all next week. Boom. Done.